Listening to your goals and dreams is our top priority at West Tennessee Bank. Benefit from our more than 100 years of experience and visit our Henderson branch today. West Tennessee Bank, focused on you. West Tennessee Bank is a division of Decatur County Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
First item on the agenda are the minutes. Are there any corrections or amendments to the minutes?
It was brought to my attention we have a couple of changes and you've got a revised copy in front of you. You go to page 82, the second page. I think the new copy is not numbered, but it's the second page. The second full paragraph talking about TCRS. There was an issue with the way the wording was concerning the past tense, present tense. So we changed that wording in that line to say Recorder Garland asked for approval on setting the rate. It didn't change any information, just cleared up the grammar. And on the last page at the top, there was a question about the way the motor was ordered. We changed the wording on that to say if the motor was ordered in the morning, they should have it back by next Friday. So just to clarify those two changes between one copy and the other.
Make a motion to approve the minutes as amended.
Have a motion to approve the minutes as amended. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. All those in favor signify by aye. Aye. Opposed signify by no. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda are accounts. There's no vote required on the accounts. If you have any questions, please give us the page and the number.
I have a question on B1. Mostly recognize the fact my memory's not very good. The Downtown Memories video, exactly what was that, or is that?
That is the one they did when they did the mural. And then people came and gave stories about the day we partnered with the Chamber, we partnered with the Grammar to do that. In the county. The county was part of that too. Chamber, y'all didn't get part of it.
Well, I was just sitting here thinking, we paid for something. How much did y'all pay?
$5,000. So the first bill came pretty high with Chamber.
I think we paid for the short one that was shown at the...
Okay. Well, I think the first bill came. The first bill came. It was a little high. I called them back. They said, well, they hadn't done the county. I think they sent us the whole bill, and then they split it with the county.
I'll go back and look to make sure.
Any other questions on the counts? Okay. Next item on the agenda, delegations. Anybody here would like to address the board at this time? Okay. Next item on the agenda is item D, discuss and consider passage of the 2021 city budget ordinance on the first reading. Jim.
We have met on the budget twice. Of course, we got a late start because of COVID. But we have had two meetings where we've discussed our budget. From the preliminary first draft, if you remember prior to our first meeting, we had different numbers, but because of COVID and the change of the state revenue, we went back and made revisions. What you have in front of you is what y'all saw at the last meeting. It's the same numbers you saw at the last meeting. We are adopting the same tax rate we've had for several years, $1.05 for $100 of assessed aid. We are funding, there is the money from the governor's grant here. We're using that, as you know, but we approved the last meeting for the police department vehicles and also the fire department air packs and air compressors, breathing air compressor. I will answer any questions you have, but it is the same numbers you saw at the last meeting. We can only pass this on the first reading tonight because we have to have a public hearing and a public notice in the paper before we can actually finalize it. So the final reading will take place next meeting in July 9th.
I move the ordinance as presented to us.
Motion approved on the first reading. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. Is there any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Mr. Phelps?
Yes.
Mr. Parker?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Ms. Butler?
Yes.
Mr. Ferris?
Yes.
Mr. Vance?
Yes.
All voted in favor.
Okay. Next item is item E. Consider adopting the resolution approving the standard yearly Christmas bonus / longevity pay for the city employees.
As discussed in the budget meeting, And as mentioned in this resolution, section 1, the cost of living adjustments we normally consider this time have been postponed. They're not terminated, they're just postponed till we have a better idea of what revenues we're doing in relation to COVID. So we've agreed to come back in November to look at that again and make decisions about COLA. Section 2 is the approval of actually the longevity Christmas bonus that we give every year. It's the standard thing we've been doing for many years. So the basically the only thing the resolution said we're specifically going to do is the longevity pay.
That's already included in what we just said.
Yes, those are included in this is included in the budget. In fact, COLAs are included in the budget numbers also, but because of the uncertainty, we just are a little afraid to actually give them until we know the next couple months anyway.
I'd like to make a motion that we adopt the resolution about the longevity pay.
Have a motion approved to adopt the resolution on longevity pay. Do I have a second? Second. I have a second. Is there any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Mr. Phelps?
Yes.
Mr. Barber?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Ms. Butler?
Yes.
Mr. Ferris? Yes. Mr. Mans?
Yes.
All voted in favor.
Resolution approved. Next item on the agenda is consider adopting a resolution consider approving current 2019-2020 city budget adjustment.
In your packet, item F is a detail of the line item adjustments we are recommending. Most of y'all are familiar with all the changes that we are making. If you have questions about any specific item, I'll be more than happy to address it. Two items are adjusting general fund capital outlay. They are got asterisks beside them. The first one pertains to the lightning strike at the fire department. There was a lot of expense related to that was reimbursed by the insurance company, all except for about $500. But still, because of the expenditure, we had to amend the budget line for that. The other big item that adjusts the capital outlay is expense related to the splash pad, which is in the process right now. We got concrete poured. We hope the fence company may be back this week, or it won't be tomorrow, probably next week. They're hoping to come back, setting up the splash pad. We're going to have some sod, dirt, some other things to do, which are going to be happening right here in. So we moved $18,000 to help cover that entire cost. And so that's the $18,000. The other big item in here, and I will go ahead and tell you because of year-end and not knowing exactly where the money's going to be in which budget, the Auburn-Sango Fast Track project. As you know, it came in way over budget. Originally, y'all approved to go ahead and move forward with the project. And the state increased their amount to that $600,000. That project, Don may give us an update, is somewhat behind schedule. It was supposed to be done by June 30, which means it would all been in the current budget year, but now it's going to be split. We've had expense in the current year, and there's going to be expense in next year. So we had $192,265 left over in site development money because it started in the previous budget. So we didn't spend all of it was budget there, so I just moved that amount, or recommended moving that amount into the Auburn-Sango line item. If you're going to have pay requests come in over the next 3 weeks, we may still be over budget in this line item. I'll just tell you. If not, we're going to be over budget next year in that line item. So either way, you're going to be over. But we know what it is. It is, 95% grant. So the money's come back from the state for 95%. Of local money is total of $60,000 for the whole project. So it's not going to be a huge local cost. It's just having to do the paperwork to make auditors and cop over that.
We're pouring concrete tonight on the rest of the inside of the building. We're still on target to get some equipment in either late this month or the 1st of July, but we're not looking for, well, I'm hiring members now for some of it, but we're not really looking to be underway until mid to late October. We're looking at that time frame, so I'm sure all of the requests for checks will be in by then.
Of course, we're paying for through the grant, mainly the dirt road utilities, is mainly what the grant's paid for.
There's
The
still,
building,
yeah.
the building part is really Auburn-Sango's part, you know.
We do have still some dirt work. Once everything is poured, there'll be more dirt work.
In fact, the contractor called us 2 weeks ago, talking about trying to get some dirt off our bar area at the end of Fort Way. And so they haven't hauled any of the dirt off that was originally on 100 cubic yards. There's several cubic yards they got hauled to finish the dirt work surrounding the lake. So it's just been so wet, nobody's been able to do the dirt work.
Yeah.
So they've been continuing to move with the building as best they can, even though they haven't been able to progress with the dirt work.
I make a motion to approve the budget line item amendments.
A motion to approve the line item amendments. Do I have a second?
Second.
Have a second. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none. On this one, all in favor, signify by aye. Aye. All opposed, signify by no. Motion carried. Okay. Next one is G, discuss and consider resolution approving the West Main Street Hotel Impact Plan, TIF area, as approved by the Henderson Industrial Board. Jim?
On May 28th, the City Industrial Development Board met and had the attorney here, the TIF attorney here, to explain the hotel plan area, the TIF, and the TIF district, and the way this thing operates. Most of y'all were here for that meeting, so you heard that firsthand. Michael, you weren't, but I think was everybody else? You were partly here. The rest of y'all, I think, were here in the room. The TIF area does only include the properties that are going to be owned by Hunt Properties, which is the one going to be doing the hotel and the retail station. I will answer questions about the way this TIF works. I think y'all understand what happens here. Mr. Hunt and Hunt Properties is able to get a portion of his property tax he pays refunded back to him to help offset his cost of development. And tonight, you as the city board are approving what the IDB has already approved and authorizing Mayor King to sign the TIF plan, impact plan. So it is approved by resolution.
And the county has their meeting later on this month to approve their part.
All three bodies have to approve it. IDB, city, and county all have to approve it to be finalized. And then that's going to come over for their approval. So,
And right, that's got a 20-year sunset
20 years
or
sunset.
max money or
There
max.
is no max money.
Okay.
But we have put a pencil to it, and we see there's really no way he can even touch it. Now, he can never get back what his full investment is. He has to file certain reports.
Yes.
There's no way he's going to even get close
I
to
know
it.
we discussed that, but I was looking at the 20 years, so it goes away in 20 years.
20 years, starts in year 2022 taxes, and so it will go to 2042.
Okay. All right.
We won't have to worry about it.
So it is a long-term deal, but
I'll be in a 4 or 6 piece of real estate there.
I'd like to make a motion that we accept the resolution and allow Mayor King to sign it on behalf of this board.
Have a motion to approve the resolution. Do I have a second?
Second.
Have a second. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Mr. Phelps?
Yes.
Mr. Carter?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Ms. Butler?
Yes.
Mr. Ferris?
Yes.
Mr. Mann?
Yes.
All voted in favor.
Next item is item 8, take action on the regional rezoning request from Eddie Ellis and Mike Manus on a 10-acre tract located on the south side of Williams Road between 790 and 950 Williams Road from FAR, Forestry Agriculture Residential, to all residential. Brent?
Yes, sir. Eddie Ellis and Mike Mays came and requested rezoning on this 10-acre tract. They're looking to develop that. They're wanting to go from a 1-acre lot size down to what the septic would require, but can go no less than a ½ acre. So it matches the same zoning as the houses that front on Williams. So we felt like that the Plan Commission gave it a positive recommendation based on the fact that it would meet the requirements of some of the houses that are in the same area.
So the residential zoning gives us a ½ acre option.
It does. It allows a little bit more dense development, and they're trying to maximize what they can do there on a piece of property.
Where they sold up the perks.
That's correct. And the whole key is going to be whatever whatever it takes to get the septic system on there, that's the size the lot will have to be.
Now, explain, I'm looking at the map and I read it in so-and-so, so many degrees. But where is that?
It's just kind of across from Meadows Access. If you know where that is, on the Williams.
Yeah, right.
It's back behind this Lois Road.
It is.
It's behind our house.
Part of the road across.
See, I was trying to figure if it was to the side of her house.
You have any deal with the values? Is that exactly?
It's kind of in the back, or on Williams, back part.
On Williams on the back. Okay. I had it up there on the front side.
Yeah, I think there were about 4 houses built on Williams in the corner going east, and this is just past that 4th house.
Have they had any problems with sewer? There's
No, I think they've been out there, Department of Environment Conservation, do their soil testing.
Yeah.
So that's what they're waiting on right now. They're in a hurry, they're out of lots, and they're looking to try to get a house going as soon as the septic is approved.
So those houses, there's quite a few houses down that way too.
Yes, more across on the north side of Williams and on the
Right.
south side. But they're wanting to change that here. They're gonna have to get a subdivision plan approved, and they're gonna do a street or a road into that property so they can get more development.
We get about 15 lots in there,
I think they're looking at 7.
seven.
It's only 10 acres.
Yeah. And I think they're
Well, I was
looking
about half acre lot.
Oh, yeah.
If it's not perfect.
Yeah.
I recommend
No,
I
it may not.
and the road takes out.
Oh, yeah, the road. So they're only looking at 7. Like, on the big. That'd be okay.
I'll make a motion to rezone the close.
I'll second.
Okay, let's hold that motion in second. This time we'll call public hearing on proposed rezoning. Anybody in the audience would like to speak on the rezoning, pro or con, address the board at this time? Seeing none, I close the public hearing. This time we have a motion to approve the rezoning on first reading, the ordinance. Do we have a second? Gino, roll call vote.
Phelps?
Yes.
Barber?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Ms. Butler?
Yes.
Mr. Harris? Yes. Mr. Manning?
Yes.
All voted in favor.
All those in favor, with all 6 present, we can entertain a motion on the second reading. So moved. Have a motion on the second reading. We have a second. Have a second. Roll call vote.
Phelps? Yes. Mr. Barber?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Ms. Butler?
Yes.
Mr. Harris?
Yes.
Mr. Manning?
Yes.
All voted in favor.
Give it a shot.
He started working, hopefully, with his utility customers, whatever we've got.
Next item is item 9, consider approving an agreement with Southwest Tennessee Electric to use a tract of land on Industrial Drive as a staging area for materials related to the Internet Fiber project. Again,
You have a copy in your packet. After reviewing it, I asked for additional language to be put in it, so there's a revised copy. If you look on the back of the one that's laying out in front of you, I asked that you add number 6, which deals with insurance and liability. I thought it needed some wording there about relieving the city of liabilities and that required to have insurance for them in their contract. So otherwise, it does give us the option to give them 90 days, no written notice, and they will vacate the property. They're saying the project should take up to 5 years. This is right underneath the water tank on Industrial Drive. They've already been using a small square area. I think y'all, I don't know if y'all seen the map, where this L shape that goes in behind the tank. So it does add, and they're gonna fence it, they're gonna gravel it, they're gonna maintain it. And when they leave, the fence is there, and the gravel is there. So
It's not going to hinder access to the water tower.
No, it's not going to hinder the access to water power, and I don't anticipate, we just had the tanks inspected on a 5-year cycle, and I don't anticipate painting the tank. That would be the only time we would need additional space around the tank would be during the painting process. I don't anticipate that in the next 5 years.
So it's really just expanding what's already there.
I'll make a motion to enter into this agreement with Southwest.
I have a motion to approve the agreement. Do I have a second?
Second.
Have a second. favor, signify by aye. Opposed, signify no. Okay, next item is out of jail business. Most of y'all, all the aldermen received an email from out-of-town property owner concerning the sanitation fees. Talked during budget time. I'll turn that over to the board. I think everybody knows what that's about.
Do you want to talk about what you and I talked about?
Yeah, we were trying to figure out how to help someone in this category of individual, 75 or older, that for health reasons, family, they had moved out of their house, but they left the water and sewer going. And they were they weren't obviously staying there, the house was empty. They were thinking about trying to, they were requesting not having to pay the sanitation fees, since they weren't using pay the minimum for water and sewer. The problem that the board ran into when we talked about it in the budget meeting, just preliminary, was the fact, how do you handle that? I made a suggestion that for an individual 75 or older, who's no longer living in the house, has been out of it at least 6 months, might waive the sanitation. But we ran into an issue, I think, talking to Jerry Spore, Jim contacted him. You might elaborate on that. That wasn't quite legal enough.
At Keith's request, I did call Jerry Spore, he's out of state, but he did call me back to discuss this. And of course, the first concern you have is anything that you do based on age is somewhat questionable. And, you know, he said if we even try to do something, it would need to be something other than just age. There had to be some other application process. Plus, he saw it as being a somewhat slippery slope, is the exact word, is when you start saying yes and when you start saying no, and how do you write a policy? And this is the same thing we've got to do before when this has come up. How do you write a policy that takes care of who you want to without it getting out of hand, and you start losing revenue to the point you got to raise rates for everybody else? And then how do you control and know when that structure may be back to being used and how to police that? So he could not come up with a good solution just on a phone conversation. He said we're a legal standing, there's not a question, there's not a legal problem. The same way, you know, people pay taxes for the police and fire and may never in their entire lifetime call for the police officer or fire department. So it's sort of the same situation. The only difference is we're funding this through a monthly fee versus an annual tax. And so...
Did we ever find out how Dyersburg Mayor, did you talk to him?
I talked to Dyersburg, and Dyersburg charges $22 instead of we charge $17.50. Dyersburg charges. The only thing she said, they have a program where they have people who live in Dyersburg that have residences in Florida, and those people will notify them they're going to Florida and keep the water on, and they do not charge them sanitation. The question I asked her was, how do you know when they come back? They said they call them and let them know when they're back. That was the answer. And so that was the deal that they did that.
Maybe this is something we can't rush into it tonight. Maybe something that we need to try to figure out something that's perhaps a more workable plan. And I think the people that are involved will just have to bear with us till we come up with something that you can't do something for one person that you don't do for everybody.
Yeah.
So we got to have something that everybody in the office, everybody can manage it and know what's going on and how to make it work. So I think we just...
I think maybe we can reach back out to this family and let them know that we're working on some things and tossing around some ideas, but we haven't got a conclusion just yet to what we want to do. I don't want Daryl's group so busy calling or with paperwork or telephone calls that it's really not effective. So, but I do want to help if possible.
I was hoping with my idea it might limit it to 10 to 20 people at the most. Something would be manageable, but
it could
we
get
got to
hard
come up with something that works.
and depending on them to just call you back it's kind of difficult.
To answer that question, I've got to talk to the guy that's supposed to call me back, and I've got left the 2 messages, he's not calling me back, but I didn't talk to you later. But on a side note, dealing with that, I was kind of curious, because I think in the email it talked about the Dyersburg was so good to them. Just be noticed that the person of this house is praising $77,000, and their city taxes with us is $202. If that house was sitting in Dyersburg today at $77,000, their taxes would be $491. And our sanitation bill is $210 a year when our sanitation comes. So by being here, it saves her $90 if you had it up there. We're not as bad as they were told we were bad. I looked at that when I looked at that tax rate for Dyersburg, I said, oh, that's pretty big. So I mean, it's not that bad. All right, anybody else has anything, and we'll get, and I'll promise you when the guy, his name is Red Wilson's over there, gets back and gives me a list of how that works and how they do that, I will get that to y'all. The other thing is, just on another note, on another business, just so you know, Jim wrote the last check for this building, it's paid off, it's now officially the city's now, so we don't owe it, it's paid off. We own this building. Chief, you got anything?
I think I got one thing. Clint Murphy, who does our GIS, took and passed a residential building inspector certification this week. So he's come over to the dark side.
Yeah.
That I think will give him a little raise and give us opportunity to not have just one person certified to inspect residential buildings. And I think he's going to go on to do some more stuff.
Is that the one where it gives him $1,000 bond?
Yeah.
That's what it was.
$1,000 a year, we live about 48 cents an hour.
We don't need to approve that, that's already.
No, it's already in the pay scales. It was approved with the pay scales last year or year before, so it's already there. Any COLA he gets doesn't apply to that bump.
Okay.
His COLA will apply to his regular salary, so it's one of those add-ons that is regular.
Tell him I said congratulations.
Yes, we'll do that.
That's very helpful.
First time took it, and
That's good.
this new technology, he did it downstairs in our conference room. He did the online proctor test there, but yeah, we're proud for him, and it's good to see good people get rewarded.
He gave you some
They give you some much needed help.
I'm gonna give him a lot of stuff.
He needs to train, well, I know.
Got a couple of things that came up. We actually, after COVID and all that, we were actually able to get the aerators hauled from Trenton to Henderson. We're in the process of working on those, getting them all ready to go in the locations that we're looking at, and so we've got those here now and ready to get to work on those and get them in service. Had a couple of issues. I missed today the department head meeting, but at the building on Record Drive, at the very south end, we've got a 5-ton HVAC unit that has got a bad heat exchanger in it, and we need to get that unit replaced. There was like 6 units on that building. The ones that were on the west side were fairly new units that NEO had put in, and we purchased those from NEO. This unit cools the office area where the offices were, and the end of the building where the restrooms and everything, workroom and everything is. And the estimated cost we got on that is $4,300 for that HVAC unit for the south end of that building at 60 Record Drive. And we need a approval of the board to spend $4,300 on that HVAC unit, to actually replace it with a complete new unit. It has some major issues in a lot of the unit. It was there, property amendment original to the building.
Make a motion to approve the purchase.
Motion to approve the purchase, do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second, I think you might put that in there. I have a second, we have a discussion on the motion. Seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye. All opposed signify by no. Motion carries.
second item was we've laid out exactly how we're going to lay out, but we're building a laboratory in that building, and we're going to move the laboratory from the area that was the old office building there at the water plant, turn that over to that area over to the water plant. We'll need cabinet space to do all of the testing, BODs and things like that we have to do on the wastewater. Current facility has about half the space that we really need. We've looked at laboratories at Trenton and various other places, similar systems our size, and we've got a layout for the actual cabinets. And this would include the cabinets around the base and then the cabinets overhead to put your glassware and things like that in. And the cost on the cabinets would be about $5,400. We still have money in our capital budget for the improvements that we needed to that building. And the previous item and this item will just come out of the balance that we have on the building.
For this year?
This year.
Okay.
Right.
Will they be able to get the work billed during this year?
We've got a couple of people that, Isaac Harold.
Yes.
In the rest, he did home restoration and things like that, and we're doing just fine materials and doing this in-house. We've already got the walls up, we've got the walls insulated. All we like is electrical cabinets and then start doing finishing. So we anticipate installing these in our house.
I'll make a motion that we allow them to go ahead and spend the money for this lab.
Have a motion to approve the request. Do I have a second?
Second.
Have a second. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed, signify by no. Motion carries.
The last item is, if you've noticed, if you've been around the south 100, we've got one of the aerators that is there that's out on the bank. The gear drive is going down in that unit, and that's about a $20,000 aerator. The gear drive itself is about $4,500. So you can purchase that from Motion Industries or the company that actually sold the aerator. Pricing on both. We already have one price, and it's going to be about $4,000 for the actual gear drive, and then we'll need some shoes and some coupling stuff to put it all back together. So the total bill will be about $4,500. And there again, we anticipate just buying the repair parts and then doing the installation ourselves.
You've got any issues with it too that's covering repairs?
We've got still, I don't know how much we've got in the wastewater.
Is this something you might have to spend out of next year?
Well, it's something we need to get going right away. The outage is bad. If we go very long without it in service, we'll be in permanent violations. So, it's like one of the things that, we're going to have to get going as quick as we can.
We do have it in this year's budget.
Well, then I'd make a motion to go ahead and turn it over, we can get that done as quickly as possible.
Have a motion to approve the request. Do I have a second?
Second.
Have a second. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
Any no, signify by no. Motion carries. Everybody got you?
Thanks, Doctor.
This is my last meeting. I'm retired July 1st. I want to thank y'all. This board supporting the fire department. I'm very passionate about my fire department, so y'all keep supporting the fire department. It's a good organization.
We'll see you before you leave. I know you'll enjoy it. A lot of traffic.
Yeah, I've got it. If they'll ever quit canceling trips. Carl, thank you.
Let me talk about it. All right, the other thing I've got, Carter, I've had some folks ask me about at the intersection of Mifflin and Steve, when they're coming out of Mifflin and turning left, there's some brush growing there that you can't see any traffic coming towards you. So if your guys can check on that and see if it's where we can take care of that issue, or if we need to contact the property owners, whatever, but I went by there this evening before I came here, and I saw exactly what they were talking about, trying to pull out on Mifflin, or pull off of Mifflin onto State. And that's all that I've got.
I would just like to thank the chief for the service. It's been, what, 10, 12 years? 12 years. And thank you again.
I kind of committed to 5 years, and 12 years also happens. I've enjoyed it.
Insurance does some bad things, don't it?
It does. That's your man. Maybe it's easy to contact. Stop that from the park.
Okay.
I was just going to say thank you to the chief and congratulations on the retirement. And I don't know if this was you, Carter, or if whose request, but for mowing on Rosebud, it was waist high at least. And so thank you for mowing. It's an abandoned home, and thank you for having that done. I noticed it was some of your guys that were doing it. Thank you.
Well, the chief did thank him again, and he's done a lot for the fire department. He's been, he brought a long ways in a short time. Got a good staff. We appreciate your service.
Thank you.
Also, Chief, appreciate you.
Thanks, sir.
We'll talk later.
Yeah, we'll talk about
You got anything to say?
We signed a contract, I've just finally signed the contract on the trail train. It's, about a year, what, year and a half, 2 years?
About that, 2 years.
We finally got the contract on the trail gun, we've signed that, so that is now starting in the process.
That's for engineering, is Rick Rick.
That, we've got a contract, it's back at the state, it's probably going to be another 30, 45 days before we get their signatures, and it comes back to us. At that point, then we can get the engineer to start the job.
Wow.
We have not got the notice.
Another year later.
We have not got the notice proceeding yet, but that's the first time we finally got a contract.
Yeah.
That's the first step. We do have, I noticed, we have a certain document we got to record limitation of use of the park. We had to add a few more acres to it in order to get part of the trail into the city park. As part of this grant, the mayor signed those documents in October 2018, and that was after we've been going a few months. So that tells you how slow this process has been. You know, so, and we still have to record that. We've been holding it, but we couldn't record it until we had the contract.
Anyone else have anything they'd like to address the board? Seeing none, I entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.